Welcome everyone to Kuneco. I'm Adriana, and I support Celo community, and I'll be sharing the agenda today. So I just want to welcome everyone here on February 17th. We have a packed agenda for you today. And first, I just want to start out with our mission, the reason why we're all here. So we all care about building a financial system that creates the conditions of prosperity for everyone. And Kuneco means togetherness in Esperanto, and it's a place for us to come together and celebrate our success towards Celo's mission, see the different updates that are happening around the community, and support one another as we make strides towards achieving our mission. And so today we have a few project updates as well as new project launches. We have new project launches every month. And if you have a project that you want to share here with the community, we'll have an Airtable link I'll share later on at the end of this event so that we can get you on the agenda. We have some community spotlights as well as community announcements, and stick around until the end to hear the announcement of the winner for our monthly Community Builder Award. And also a special update on our Celo Connect conference that's happening in April. And so with that, we do have ETHDenver happening right now, and we have some presence there on the ground at Denver. And so I want to welcome Merrick up here just to share a hello of what's happening in Denver. Welcome, Merrick.
Hey guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Cool. Well, hello from ETHDenver. I'm here on the ground at the conference, and I wanted to give you guys just a little update of what's going on here. Just as kind of some context, this background represents the kind of cool and hip Denver that we were promised when we all booked our tickets and got super excited for heading over here. Sadly, this is what it actually looked like yesterday, which only really made, I think, all of the in-person meetings even more precious, because they all happened after we had to brave the snow. So luckily today the sun is out. This is the view from my hotel room. It's lovely Denver in the background. And I'm just so excited to be spending time with everyone from the community who's here in town. Yeah, and then, for those of you who don't know, the Celo ecosystem is having just a huge presence here this week. We are really here to get the message out, the Celo mission and what we're trying to accomplish out to the broader ETHDenver kind of builder community. We're here to brave the cold. We're here to brave the snowstorms to get that out. And we're doing that by first and foremost sponsoring the mobile track at the conference. This means that we have a big presence. There's, I think, at least 7 people from the ecosystem, probably more, speaking throughout the week at various events and various talks. We're covering everything from our mobile first approach to the real world impact that we're having in the communities that we've launched products on top of the ecosystem, within the ecosystem. And so if you're around this week, definitely come say hi, come attend one of the talks. You can find the talks in the ETHDenver agenda. I'm speaking on Friday at 4:40. I think Larisha's speaking on Saturday at 3 p.m. Jarell's moderating a panel at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. I think Denise is speaking as well at 8. I think Eric Nakagawa has a talk even today around 3 p.m. So definitely check out the schedule. Come find those talks, and then come talk to us afterwards. Okay. And then, of course, if you are around, definitely also check out our booth. There's a Celo plus Valora booth at the Myris Art Gallery. There's lots of exciting swag there, and even more exciting and awesome people there. So definitely make sure to come by and say hi. And then, I counted over 30 people in the ecosystem who are here. So that's kind of a lower bound. If you are here and you want to meet anybody in the ecosystem and you don't know how to get in touch, just feel free to reach out to me. Hit me up on Telegram. If you want to grab a drink with me as well, definitely let me know and we'll make some time and get to meet up in person. So super excited. It's going to be a great week. Yeah, I think that's it from me.
That's so great. Thanks so much, Marek, for sharing. And it sounds like we have an awesome presence there. Renee said it sounds more like Celo Denver. So come find the community there. And yeah, let's make some fun happen in person. It's so great. Thanks so much, Marek. All right. And so next up, we're going to have some project updates, starting with Patrick from Moola Market. And so I want to welcome Patrick. Welcome to Kuneco today.
Hi, thank you so much, Adriana. And I'm also headed over to Denver tomorrow, and we'll be doing a talk on Saturday regarding a real-world pilot that Moola is doing in coordination with Katani Pay, as well as the Celo Foundation, an employer-based lending model, which is going to unlock unsecured lending. And so really excited for that project to launch and to spend time with our community in Denver. So in other news, Moola launched a cREAL money market last week, which means that you can now deposit cREAL to earn compound interest or use your cREAL as collateral to borrow against. Our friends at Good Ghosting launched a prize link savings pool on top of Moola cREAL market, as well as Uniswap and Symmetric both have incentivized mcREAL liquidity pools. Moola has over 1 million in cREAL liquidity and has seen a consistently high utilization rate, which is a strong indicator of a healthy money market. We're also excited to be partnering later today on the launch of a Moo options market, which is happening in coordination with Hedgie, a non-custodial open source options protocol that's built on Celo. And our intention for this collaboration are to try out a new tool for diversifying the Moola community treasury, as well as support a team of builders who are building a very useful financial primitive. So we're very excited about that. If you'd like to participate or get more information, either follow us on Twitter at Moola_market or jump into our Discord. And lastly, I am very excited and grateful to announce that the support from the Celo Foundation for DeFi for the People Celo incentives are being extended. And with this support, we're going to try something that we haven't done before, but is pretty exciting, which is to incentivize both sides of Moola's stablecoin markets. This means that depositors of CUSD, CEuro, and cREAL earn yield paid by borrowers. Plus, on the supply side of the market, they earn a subsidy paid in the form of Moo tokens. Borrowers are also anticipated to be subsidized with Celo in order to bring down borrowing costs or even make them negative. We're very excited to see how this subsidy formula influences total value locked. So that is anticipated to start next Thursday, a week from today. So to recap, mcREAL markets are healthy and ready for mainstream adoption. We're launching a Moo token options sale later today in coordination with Hedgie protocol. And next Thursday, we anticipate subsidizing both sides of the Moola stablecoin markets. Adriana?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Patrick. Those are really big updates. And I just want to say we do have a questions section. If people have questions for Patrick or other folks here, please go ahead and put them either in the chat or the question section. So congratulations. All right. So next up, we have an update from Valora. I want to welcome Silas to the stage.
Hey, folks. Thanks, Adriana. So I have two updates to share for the Valora team. And so on the next slide, the first is that the dApps page, which I mentioned the last time I was at Kuneco, is now live in Valora. We think this is a great step towards having a more seamless integration between Valora and dApps in the ecosystem. And also think it's going to be a great way for Valora users to explore Celo and discover ways to put their crypto to use. So would encourage everyone to try out the latest version of Valora, explore the dApps page, and if you have feedback or ideas on how we might integrate better with your dApp or some other dApp, please let us know. You can find us on Valora's Discord. And then on the next slide, I have an update around the bake-off, which I also mentioned last Kuneco. The bake-off is a program and a contest that Valora is sponsoring to help dApps acquire new users. On the left, you can see what this will look like. Basically, we're featuring dApps at the top of Valora's dApps page. 22 dApps have submitted to participate in the bake-off, so we're really excited about that. There's some information down below if you want to learn more. But that update I want to give is actually on the next slide, and that update is that we've extended the submission deadline until Friday at 5 p.m., so a little over 30 hours to submit. So if you were on the fence about submitting, there's still time, and there'll be this period after you submit where the team might have some feedback on how you can improve your dApp to serve Valora users better before it finally goes live to Valora users on March 4th. And so if you're on the fence about submitting, the next slide, I just wanted to remind folks about what some of the great benefits are for just participating. You'll be featured on the Valora dApps page, get exposure to thousands of new users. We're also thinking about some joint campaigns with the Valora marketing team. And then there are 4 categories for winning the bake-off. And each of those categories carries a 10K CUSD prize. And then on the next slide, if this wasn't enough, I just wanted to sort of emphasize how easy it is to do a submission. It just takes like a very small PR to submit for participating in the bake-off. The one on the right, the little image on the right, is an actual submission from Minto. It's like 4 lines of JSON in an image. Not going to take you 30 hours to do this. Probably going to take you less than 5 minutes if you want to submit. Some resources there on the left, and just a reminder, you need your 5 lines of JSON submitted by 5 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. And so next slide, that's it. We're really excited to see how the bake-off is going to unfold, and we're planning on posting some periodic updates as things kick off. So stay tuned. Thanks, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, Silas, for the update. And again, feel free to ask any questions in the question section. And next up, I want to invite Kevin to the stage to share about Coco.
Hi, everyone. Thanks again for the opportunity to speak here.
Absolutely. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. So I want to share with you our latest update. I'm going to share my screen. We finally got approved by the Apple and Google Play Store. So I just want to remind you of, Pago. We're building a new way for sending money to unbanked individuals. The main problem we're solving is that still the vast majority of people and families in Latin America are still receiving money from abroad via cash pickup in Western Union outlets. So, we want to use the Celo blockchain and smartphone technology, which has a high penetration in Latin America, to bring this experience to the next level. And, allow people who receive money in their mobile phones to be able to spend it in multiple locations. So I want to show you a demo of our app. Here, this is the home screen. So pretty much you have 3 options. You can load funds into your wallet, you can cash out, or you can transfer funds to another user. So pretty much if I want to transfer funds to another user, I can just select one from my contact list. And then let's say I want to send $5. And then, in seconds, my family member in Latin America will be able to receive the funds directly on their smartphone. And the idea is for them to be able to use this money to pay for goods and services in the sense of affiliated merchants, or to have the option to cash out either in this case, Venezuela is our first option. So they have the ability to cash out in US dollars, in local bolivars, or in USDT, which is a cryptocurrency that has been widely adopted in Venezuela. So yeah, that was our update. And I invite you to download and install Coco Pago in your phone and give us your feedback. Thank you.
Amazing. Congratulations, Kevin and the team. That's really awesome. If you have any questions for Kevin, put them in the questions area. And thanks so much for sharing today.
Thank you.
And so now we're going to move into new project launches. Always super exciting section here to showcase new projects. So Ronan, tell us about Celo Pay.
Thanks, Adriana. It's Ronan here calling in from Dublin. You might recognize me from last month's Kuneco, where I presented on Celo Tax. We've recently launched support for NFTs, so you might want to check that out. But today I'm talking about a new project that's called Celo Pay by a company called Trellis. And this is going to be an interactive tutorial where I'll show you how in less than a minute you can build a website that accepts payments on Celo. Now, I'm going to use MailerLite. You could use WordPress or something else. And I've created this page here with a POAP, so you can get a proof of attendance for today's Kuneco. All the proceeds will go to Impact Market, and we'll send out the NFTs probably over the weekend. So here I have a button, and I'm going to say donate $5 in CUSD. And I want to place a link here that will bring me to a payment page. So I'll head over to celo.trellis.com. I'm going to connect a wallet to receive the funds. I'll enter in the company name, Kuneco POAP, Feb 2022. I want the payment to be $5. I want to be contacted when I get a payment at ronan@trellis.com. Now I'll generate the payment link here, copy that, and put it into the button over here. So now I'll just click save. And I'm going to update so that that website goes live. Just give it a moment here. A few more seconds. And then I'm going to open up the web page live. And you can actually follow me here if you like and go to kuneco.trellis.com. In fact, if you want to just scan it with your phone, it'll bring you right to this web page where you'll see the POAP live. And if you want to donate to get this POAP, you can just click on that button. It'll bring you to this payment page generated by Trellis. Now click Connect Wallet. I'm actually going to do this on my phone, so you can maybe do it on your own Valora app. I'm just going to scan in the code here. All right. I'm just getting into Valora. It's asking me to connect my Valora wallet. I'm allowing it to switch apps. I'm going to click allow, so I've allowed it to connect to Valora. Now I'll go back to my browser to the same page, and I see a screen saying approve payment. And once I click approve payment, I need to go back to Valora, so I click allow to allow for that payment of 5 CUSD. Of course, I need to have CUSD in my account and also a small amount of Celo. So I've clicked approve, and now I'm going back again to the browser page on my phone. It's just processing, 5 seconds for the Celo block time, and the payment is successful. So I've now purchased a POAP, and I should get that over the weekend once everybody's donated. So I hope some of you were able to follow on that little demo. You can, of course, create many things other than just donation links. You can use it for product links, but hopefully it'll make it easy to accept payment over Celo. So appreciate the support from Celo Foundation for helping make this happen. And it's back over to you, Adriana.
That's awesome, Ronan. Thank you so much. And I'm super excited to have a Kuneco POAP. I know that's something we've been wanting for a while. So that's super exciting. Thank you so much for sharing. And now I want to invite Kunbi to the stage to share about Swap. Pizza. Hey, Kumbi.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Great. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I'm super excited to be here, and it's always a tough act to come after Ronan because he's always full of great ideas. So I hope we can actually give the community a decent run for our money compared to what Ronan's just put up there. So let me share my screen and explain what we're doing. Excuse me. All right. All right, can everybody see my screen? I think so, yes.
Yes.
Everybody see my screen
I
right
see
now.
it great.
All right, cool. We're going to full screen mode. All right, so we are Bitassa, and we're building the first global off-ramp on Celo. We all have this struggle with off-ramping, and we're trying to solve that last mile problem and solve it on a global scale. Our platform enables you to use your stablecoins on Celo. That's your CUSD, CUR, cREAL, and any other stablecoins that are eventually minted, and be able to convert them into local fiat in up to 40 currencies globally. So like I mentioned, we accept all stablecoins that are minted in the Celo ecosystem. Also, we additionally accept US Terra and also accept USDT. So might want to have a connection with our guys from Venezuela who might want to off-ramp some of the USDT into the United States or other countries, but that's for further on. As part of our roadmap, we also want to give more options for what you can use your stablecoins for. So we are working on a joint venture and should be launching our gift card option as well. The difference with our gift card option and maybe others is that it offers a global gift card opportunity in up to 130 countries. And that it also includes the ability to use any of your stablecoins to transfer to a gift card in your country or in a different country and send it as a gift to somebody else. And we are also working on a bill pay option. So you can purchase your airtime, pay for your subscription to your cable company or pay for municipal taxes in up to 22 countries. So currently we are live in 10 currencies or 10 currencies and over 30 countries right now. And bear in mind, I think I have about a minute and a half. So I'm going to just give you guys a small demo of our site and see how simple it is to access the site. So it's mobile first. All we require to use this site is to register. You have to give a username and your email address. Your choice of password should be 8 characters, but we do not limit you to alphanumeric and or a specific set of special characters. As you can see, to access our site, you type in swap.bitzer.com. I'll share that in the chat function at the end of my presentation. Once you've registered, it's now up to you to choose what type of stablecoin you want to use to swap for. On our site, you can see we're offering swaps to Euro, to Ghana, to the United States, to Canada, to Nigeria, as well as to, we're also going to launch Brazil very soon. We offer a couple other countries in Africa, including Togo and Mali. So right now on our site, once you've connected your wallet, and it's Valora first, so it's seamlessly works with Valora. You just put in the amount of CUSD or CUR that you want to swap for. It tells you the amount you're going to receive, and that's it. You connect back to your Valora wallet. All is done in-app. Hit allow. And that's it. That is it on the site. This is the team that built it. Myself, the founder, Mustafa, who's my CTO, and Kent, who's the head of business development. You know, we'd love you guys to use our site. It's live. It's live in 10 currencies. You can swap in what's called a multi-directional format from where you are to different countries. Need I say more?
That's awesome, Kumbi. That's a beautiful UI. Thank you for sharing with the community. Great presentation. And if anyone has any questions, go ahead, put them in the chat or the questions section. Thank you so much, Kumbi, for sharing.
Thank you.
And next up, I want to invite Alex to the stage for a share on AriSwap.
Hello, hopefully you guys hear me.
Yes, we can hear you great, Alex.
All right, fantastic. So hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Alex, founder, CEO here at AriSwap. If we could go to the next slide. So I'm super happy to be on here and present to you the latest on Ari and what we are working on currently and what we're going to be working on in the future here for the Celo ecosystem and our NFT creator ecosystem as well. So for those of you that don't know, Ari is a Celo native, decentralized creator-owned NFT marketplace, and it's governed by the creators and collectors. Essentially, what we're trying to focus on is building a seamless user experience for new creators and artists to be able to onboard into the NFT and Celo ecosystem. Next slide. And just to kind of show you how we've evolved, we're currently working on our version 2.0 marketplace. We launched our MVP and alpha version back in November of 2021 after going through the Celo Camp startup pathway, which is an incredible experience to be a part of. So for anyone that's on the call that's looking at bringing a project, I highly recommend you check out the Celo Camp. The latest batch applications are currently open. But these are just some samples of our UI and kind of what it looks like. Our version 1 was very bulky, not mobile friendly. So we created a new mobile first version 2 platform just to make sure a seamless user experience and that we worked along with the Celo thought of mobile first. And these are just some screenshots of our mobile first site. So something that was very critical and important to us to have. Next slide. And then to deliver on our mission of social fun for social good and part of the prosperity for all, we are currently in the middle of setting up a very ambitious reward system for creators and collectors. Essentially, the goal is going to be by the end of February that those that create collections successfully mint and sell collections will have the opportunity to earn rewards via the Ari token. In addition to that, those that purchase NFTs and hold in the wallet will begin earning rewards based on the amount that they hold and carry based on the value in which they spent on them. So it's our way to ensure that we follow through on the prosperity for all and setting up the terms of creating that environment for everyone. Next slide. To ensure we continue this mission and our pledge, we have partnered with Impact Market, which is one of the greatest things that we decided to do since entering the Celo ecosystem. So we're pledging 5% of all revenues collected from anything that Ari does or builds or creates. To date, that's equaled 4,162 in proceeds that we've sent via CUSD to Impact Market. Our latest give last month was 691. And the goal is that in the future, the community is going to get to vote for what part of Impact Market the funds are going to go to. So the Ari community and the Impact Market pact holders are going to get to vote on that coming soon. So there'll be more to come on that from Impact Market side and from our side as well. But this is something every month on the 6th of the month, we post how much is going to be sent. And pretty soon it's going to start being decided as to what portion of impact market it's going to go to. Next slide. And as we mentioned, one of the things we're focused on is really reaching out and working across the Celo ecosystem. So one of the things we're doing is currently working with Celo Español. And our purpose and mission behind that is to get together in places where there's some culturally driven art and artists that are looking to get their foothold into the market. We're gonna work with them to try to help them create their collection, teach them how to set it up, teach them how to set up their profile, and kind of create those NFTs, and hopefully get them into a position where, one, they're sharing their beautiful work and their stories throughout the world, but in addition to that, they're also monetizing their work and everything they do. We're also going to be working with Crypto for Humanity. So thank you, Umar from C Labs, for setting us up with this great mission. And the purpose behind this is we're going to be looking for artists and folks from Uganda to come in and share their stories and their art and their culture with us via NFTs. So that's pretty exciting that we're doing that as well. Next slide, please. And as I mentioned, again, it's continuing to reach out to the Celo ecosystem, build partnerships and integrations. Right now on our marketplace, we have the ability to utilize MetaMask. But part of our version 2 upgrade and integration is to integrate Valora. Obviously, that's was our #1 priority, as well as Celo Wallet, and eventually carry all wallets throughout Celo is going to be the continued go. But for this version, the big one will be Valora and Celo Wallet. We're also excited to announce that we are going to be working with Moss.Earth in some special initiatives and NFT project coming up. There'll be more to come on this one. Actually, as soon as we're done with this call, we'll have a call with Moss.Earth to really go over all the details and all the information on that. So stay tuned to that and some exciting integrations that we have. Next slide. And that's it. Adriana, back to you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Alex. That was awesome. And next up, welcome Owen to share about Ambit Pay.
Hi there. I'm Owen Muir. I'm a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist by training. And my involvement with the unbanked doesn't start in anywhere other than New York City. I'm a psychiatrist, and I was running a practice that did interventional psychiatry, transcranial magnetic stimulation, and treatments like ketamine and Spravato, which offer rapid, wildly effective treatment for depression and suicidality. But the problem is many of our clients were marginalized, even here in New York, or especially here in New York. Sex workers, for example, or people working in, legal cannabis, for example, don't have access to the banking system, and they still needed medical care. And so that's why 3 years ago, I sat down with Celo Camp graduate Chris Hughes well before he started ETH Trust, and he explained to me how we could accept cryptocurrency to allow people to access services. And I think it's fitting that I'm saying hello today right after Alex Rodriguez at AriSwap, because I think we presented like right next to each other when applying to Celo Camp Cohort 4. Ambit Pay is here to provide transparent payments in healthcare. And that is a remarkably both stupidly difficult, but also deeply important problem. And if we're going to have prosperity for all, we need to be healthy to enjoy it. And so our initial launch of a product is actually in partnership with AriSwap. So to celebrate the version 2 launch on AriSwap of their marketplace, we're going to be airdropping a utility NFT, which is a drug discount card, which is useful here in the US, and you can send to your friends in the US if you're elsewhere, at national chains including CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And unlike solutions like GoodRx, it's designed to, frankly, not make any money. We take average drug acquisition cost for pharmacies, and partnering with Capital RX, a pharmacy benefit manager, we're able to increase the cost only $1.99 above what the pharmacy pays. This is free and going out to everyone in the Celo community. In addition, You just show it at the pharmacy. Go up to CVS and you get whatever the pharmacy paid plus $1.99. To give you some frame of reference, the average markup on these things for the pharmacy is around $300 to $400. And even with GoodRx, it's on the order of $15 to $30 per prescription. Oftentimes, this is actually less than your copay, because your copay may be higher than the actual cost of the drug plus $1.99 if it's generic. This is free to everyone in the Celo community, and I personally make no money off of it. I just work with the company who built it. The company who built it makes, as you know, $1.99, and that's split between Capital RX at around $1 and like 89 cents for Sphere, the company that built it. Free to everyone, and it's going to act as a mint pass for future NFT projects with both beautiful work and healthcare utility in the Celo ecosystem. We are taking healthcare payments and putting them on chain where everyone can see. And that means the ability to enforce regulation around parity and accessibility. In the US, 60% of hospitals are required to provide free or reduced price care. Any not-for-profit hospital, to keep that status, has to be providing free or reduced price care to people with 400% or less of the federal poverty level, which means for a family of 4, that's everyone who makes $104,000 a year. These are not completely impoverished people, it's all of us. And not for nothing, many members of our Celo community and founders, right? You don't do this because you've got, tons of salary. You do because you want to change the world. And that's what we're doing. And we're starting with our partnership with AriSwap to reduce drug costs for everybody, because that's what we should be doing. And then the next products are going to be allowing access to insurance, health insurance, fully funded health insurance products for a company size down to 1. And that means for every company that's in the Celo ecosystem, all of our friends who've quit their jobs to trade NFTs on Celo, and maybe some Ethereum NFTs as well, they're going to be able to afford lower cost, fully functional health plans than you can get on the marketplace by a mile. We have the underwriting partners for this, and it is a revolution in what we're able to provide to the gig economy and the crypto economy. So now when you quit your job, you're going to be able to actually have health insurance too. And we start with a fully functional product, a drug discount card that's going to be distributed as a airdrop on AriSwap. And we're in conversations with other members of the Celo ecosystem as well. Healthcare payments, we're going to know how much they cost, to whom and why, but de-identified patient information. So privacy will be maintained, but the wrong incentive parts of the system won't be able to hide their wildly increasing prices. So that's one of the missions here. And it extends not just to the US, but even yesterday I was having a conversation with a good friend from Clubhouse, who's the health minister in Somalia, to bring mental health care and get it paid for through the mechanisms of blockchain and DeFi, and allow that data to benefit all of us. So that's the initial launch of Ambit Pay, is the drug discount card in partnership with AriSwap, and there's so much more to come in the very near future. Thank you so much for having me, and it is beautiful to be able to bring prosperity and health to all. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, what an awesome idea, and the fact this is coming to life. And I see from the chat, a lot of people want to talk to you further about this and know how to get involved. So please share your info in the chat.
Will do.
Yeah, you want to connect so we can bring this to life. Beautiful. Thank you, Owen. And next up, I want to welcome Janice to share about EQExchange. Welcome,
Hello.
Janice.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Okay, wonderful. We can go right into it. We can go to the next slide. Hi, everyone. I'm Janice. I'm the founder of EQExchange. This is my third startup, and I jokingly say that only Sep from Celo could have brought me out of quasi-retirement to come in and build in Web3, but I have to say it's been the most exciting and fun and fascinating time of my 12-year sort of tech career. But I do want to give a shout out to Renee and Merrick and Sep, who've been so wonderful in supporting us. So, you know, when I was working many years ago in my very first startup, I inevitably worked with across professional sports, which really brought me into the music and entertainment industry. And we can go to the next slide over to what we are about. One of the things that was most interesting, because people knew I was on the tech industry, I would be working with particularly women and people of color in their journeys, and they would ask me to read their contracts. And at the time, I wasn't from the industry, so I never really thought much about it. But the more I started to read their contracts, and these are some of the most famous musicians in the world, particularly the women would say, "This doesn't feel right. Can you read this contract for me?" And when I was reading these contracts, I was like, oh my God, I'm not even from this industry, and these are criminal. And I could see that almost from the very first start of their career, they were beholden, oftentimes for their life, to contracts that never served them, that didn't allow them to actually have their own financial well-being at the heart of it. It was so shocking to me that I really felt that we had to do something about it. At the time, I didn't know how I could solve it, other than the fact that I really felt that artists, particularly in the music industry and also in the entertainment industry, were really startups. And I imagined a world like, what if we had different financial tools for them? And if we had different financial tools, they would never sign that first contract away that really signed away at the beginning their rights. And if you think about this number, think about any musician that you love. Just know that every time you listen to them on Spotify, that 83% of that revenue does not go to them. And I felt that the promise of Web3 and what we're doing here within this community could really solve the financial inclusion for artists. Next slide, please. So at EQ, we first obviously look at the NFT component of this, where we can tokenize music. We're starting in the music industry, not only because I worked in the entertainment industry for a decade. I had an amazing ecosystem that I knew that I could tap to really say, hey, let's bring in the music. Music has already had its digital transformation, so to speak. It already had been moved from CDs and vinyls into what we could consume digitally. So at EQ, every music and every song, we create tokens on it. And it allows for people to now participate into the artist creation at all different levels. And being able to create that allows us on the back end to really be able to offer other things to artists. So I'm most excited about our EQ dashboard, which is at the back end for both collectors and also artists, which really allow us to offer different things. So apart from, you know, an NFT and also for them to create tokens on their music, what else can we give them that really gives them this empowering tools to bring capital to them? The thing for us at EQ is always about, how do we neutralize bad capital? How do we look at, these are the capital offers they have, how can we create different tools? Next slide, please. So the artist dashboard really allows us to have the collectors, but also the artists to look at their stats. So we can look at across all of their DSPs, we can look at their socials to kind of make informed decisions. I know that in some cases that's going against what some people want to do in this industry, but I felt, you know, it's important for us to be able to have wins. We're focused on how do we bring wins to artists. So thinking about each NFT that they launch or each song that they create tokens on really allows them to build building blocks. We always say it's like incremental steps for them to have total financial wealth generating ideas underneath them. And part of our dashboard is really being able to look at that and looking at the different ways that we can provide different financial tools. Next slide, please. So one of the things for us that we're most excited about, we actually just have a new update to our 275 artists. We now have 348 artists. We really looked at this as a combination of having really high influencers, but then also supporting the emerging artists. So you will soon see that we will be launching Fridays with tickets. One of the things that we're most excited about is we're really thinking about why we can bring this music, but more importantly, how does someone like Ashanti, who we work with, help emerging artists? One of the things that I'm so excited about as being a female-led founder is that the female musicians are so responsive to us at EQ, because it's often women and people of color that have been disproportionately affected by terrible music deals. So for working with Ashanti, for example, it's taken her 20 years, it's her 20-year anniversary to get her master's back. So yes, she's been working with Taylor Swift, for those that have been paying attention to what's happened with Taylor Swift, of her getting her master's back. It's opened this floodgate where EQ can really bring in those artists that have been marginalized. And that's just in the United States. I will give a shout out to Brazil. And I'm supposed to tell you about Ivete Sangala, Claudia Diti, and Ludmilla from Brazil. I'm not sure if you guys know them, but they are all part of our platform. And we're really excited to be putting EQ in Brazil. And also we just signed a partnership with an A&R team out of Sony, out of India. And we have a team out of UK as well that is working with Atlantic Records there. And I will say, this is just like putting it out into the spidey senses. I've been working on Lauryn Hill's next album for 6 months. And so hopefully soon I'll be able to say that Lauryn Hill finally has found a place that she can trust, and she would not meet with anybody else in this industry. She's been approached by every NFT company, and she only came to us because of the mission of Celo, and she read about it. She watched the video of Sacred Economics, and she had me write a letter. And I felt that it was important for her to have a trusted place for her to be, and really allowing her to guide her creative vision, and for us to support it. So we have lots more announcements to come. We go to mainnet next week. If you have any artists in your world that you think could benefit from our system, we know that we have the most equitable and fair system. We have the lowest rates for our transactions, all purposeful. We do not tap into the artist's IP at all. We are just here to provide the tools. Yes, Ivete Sangala, yes, we're working with their sister. So again, I'm just so honored to be part of all of the projects here. But if you have a financial tool or a financial system that you think could benefit artists, or you have artists in the world that you think we should know about, please send them to me. We're really excited to be coming out of the gates. It's been a labor of love, and I'm touched to be here. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Janice. That was beautiful. Thanks for that share. I think we're all super excited. And if you do have any questions for Janice, please put them in the chat. And so next up, I want to invite Daniel and Alexi to share about XDAO and DAOs on Celo. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, Alexi.
Hello. I just going to be quick. I'm Daniel from the Celo Foundation, creating a new section for Kuneco DAOs on Celo. And for this first time, we invited Alexi from XDAO to talk about their platform and what they're hoping to do. XDAO recently launched on Celo, so you can use XDAO now to build, to create your DAO with your friends. There's a bunch of things you can do with XDAO, but I'll let Alexi go through that. Alexi, welcome.
Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a pleasure to be there, and I will share my screen. The main point of creating XDAO is that we simply want to make decentralized finance more accessible for people. In very simple terms, XDAO is a platform for creating and managing decentralized autonomous organizations. And to create your own DAO, you no longer need to understand smart contracts, understand code. We allow you to make your own DAO more than 1 minute. and I will demonstrate it here soon. Currently, we are available on 12 blockchains, and this number will only increase. Celo, as you can see, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and others. What are DAOs for and who can use XDAO? It's a very big list of use cases, and it could be venture capital funds, assets management companies, public funds, foundations, DeFi projects for secure and transparent management of their treasury, freelance groups, NFT owners, also GameFi guilds. Our smart contracts were audited, and they are very secure, and both companies confirmed that there are no vulnerabilities in our smart contracts. Also, we're trying to develop our communication with different chains, and we were granted and supported by many chains, supported by Polygon. Also, we won in Binance Smart Chain hackathon. Also, mostly our team are from Moscow, and we work full time, and our team consists of more than 10 people, and we work full time to create anything incredible and to improve our platform. And I think it's time to create a DAO. We can do it. You just need a wallet to do it. I will create a DAO, and very simple steps. You just need to type your DAO name and to distribute your governance tokens, distribute your shares, and set up a quorum. Quorum is a percentage of the total votes of GT holders that must be reached in order for any transaction or action to be executed on your DAO. For example, it could be like 100%, and it's only me in DAO now, and that's all the steps. And like just create DAO and sign it from your wallet. It will cost only 1 cent for us on Celo chain. That's our DAO main page, and there you can see all the information about your DAO. You can see quorum, you can see number of GT holders and assets under management, all funds which are stored on your DAO. Voting transactions list token holders, holders of governance tokens, they are able to determine the process of accepting new members, of ruling the treasury of your DAO, establishing rules, sale of LP tokens, and any GT holders can create a voting. For example, let's create a voting for creating LP token, and we divided our token system into LP token and GT token. And LP token is token that reflects the DAO's asset under management. That's why the LP price will be dynamic, and it will change over time, and your DAO's token will be backed by your DAO's assets. For example, best LP. Just need to create voting and sign it. Just activate it. Also, we offer DAO to save a significant amount of gas because of our hybrid nature of voting system. The hybrid voting system is built in such a way that participants vote using their unique signatures. And then we just need to deploy our voting on blockchain and activate it. This type of chain voting with on-chain implementation is very safe, but also very costly. And we have created our LP token, and we can see that we can see our LP token address, and you can sell it using private or public offers and attract investments. Also, we have a modular system. it's another interesting killer feature of XDAO. We are not using any upgradable proxy at all. In fact, there are certain risks and unpredictable consequences when the contracts are modifiable. And our models are listed as permitted smart contracts, and you can upgrade your DAO with any function. You can write your own smart contract and connect it as a model, or you can use our models. For example, you can connect a Telegram bot, and it will notify of new votes, activations, and any transactions in your chat. In terms of making money, XDAO is the most suitable tool to invest and to interact with DeFi protocols. We have created XDAO Connect, and it works with Wallet Connect, and you can interact with any DeFi protocol. For example, we just go to SushiSwap and connect to Wallet Connect. We just need to copy URL. And then we chose our DAO, and now we are connected. We can check it. Our addresses are matched, and now you can make any swaps, and the voting then will be created. And when it will be activated, the swaps will be done. Also, soon we will launch our token. And it will not only be involved in our tokenomics, but also it will become our utility token, and you can rule. XDAO will become a real DAO, and I think soon we will create many new models. And thank you for your attention. We are waiting for your DAO on XDAO. And I think that DAO is the trend, and it's the trend that will foster a market with its power. And in next few years, and you can still catch the train and create DAO on XDAO. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alexei. This is a great update, and for sure DAOs are the future. And so if you have any questions for Alexei, please put them in the chat, and I'm sure we'll be talking more and more about DAOs in the future here. And so I want to invite Mila and Volpe now up to the stage for a quick update on cREAL. Welcome, Mila. Welcome, Volpe.
Hey, thanks, Adriana. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me too. Well, maybe, Martin, I could start perhaps with a brief and very spot-on overview, and then you take on from there. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Maybe you remember me, Mila, the acolyte for Brazil, from our last meeting together, and I have very exciting news. Since the last Kuneco, I think over 13 different partners and initiatives embraced the mission of Celo XDAO. You could see some amazing updates here. I just wanted to flag that nowadays in Brazil, you have Bitcoin Trade, which is probably the second largest local exchange, accepting and trading and doing cash in and cash out with Celo Reais, integrated with the local banking system. That means that in around 1 minute, you can log into your bank account, have some money sent to this exchange, and then start doing your deeds with Celo XDAO. You also have Flow BTC, which is another exchange already part of the Alliance for Prosperity, accepting and supporting Celo XDAO. Very shortly, Novadax is an exchange who will also be accepting Celo XDAO, and we will enable the very first crypto-enabled Celo XDAO card we have in Brazil. So from coffees to cars, as long as you top up your card on Novadax, you will be able to acquire all of this with Celo XDAO. It's pretty much exciting news. On the wallets front, we have seen some here, right? But of course, we need to mention Ripio, which is one of the top wallets in Latin America. We'll also be supporting Celo XDAO very soon. BitFi, Coins, you've seen Bitassa, and so many other opportunities. On the DeFi realm, it's already 8 different partners who energized this initiative. You can see polls on Moola, but also in Good Ghosting, Ube options, and this is all available for you at like your fingertips. So we understand that we cover like 3 major use cases for a Celo stable asset in a country, which are trading, real world use cases, and DeFi. We're super excited for that. And we have 2 extra news to share with you. We have just inaugurated Twitter Spaces. So every Wednesday and Friday morning time, 9 a.m. GMT last 3, which is the local time zone for Brazil. You can join us at Twitter and discuss everything that's going on with the local ecosystem. And I would also like to energize, I know everybody's focused in Denver, but very shortly on March this year, ETH Rio is going to take place in Rio de Janeiro. You're all very much invited. I think some of you like talking about like these t-shirts. Well, if you come to Brazil, you will be awarded with 1 version in Portuguese. These are the new ones in the blog. So if you really want the t-shirt, and come check it out, what's going on in our ecosystem to test all of these different opportunities, we are here live and happy to support you. Thank you for the time.
Cool. Can we jump into the next slide? So I'm very excited to talk about this that we have been working from the engineering side in the last couple of months. And many in the community are constantly asking about this, is how do we enable Celo to be an even richer system, a richer ecosystem for creating stable tokens, so that we can support more local communities. Next slide, please. So that we went back from the time we deployed Celo dollars, it was an amazing milestone back in 2020. But at the time, the contracts and many systems that we used weren't really ready to support more stable tokens. So when we deployed Celo Euro back in early 2021, we had to do a bunch of contract upgrades. We landed in a position that we were not ready to launch more stable tokens. But if you have followed the launch of cREAL lately in December last year, which led with all the cool news that Mila just talked about, from the governance side on chain, it was a little bit of a confusing situation when we needed to submit these 3 governance proposals, and it was kind of difficult to explain to the wider community why there was 3, and also they were like fairly technical. Governance proposals, you probably know, take 1 week on chain, so that's also a delay and limited stake capacity that we had at the time to create more stable tokens. And I don't want to forget to give a big shout out to Gabriel from Bitassa, that it was the community member driving the Celo XDAO initiative. So what we are working right now is a contract upgrade that will be launching soon, in which we want to enable any community member to just flip the switch with a governance proposal to create stable tokens with minimal technical requirement as possible. So when someone sees an opportunity in one particular location that would like to serve, we don't have to go through that process again. And to get a little bit more nerd, we want to also support everyone building on Celo. Probably if you noticed that after we launched cREAL, it took some time to arrive to your favorite app because they had to upgrade some things that we built that are called Contract Kit, the CLI. We have a Cliento, and those all have to be updated manually to support these new stable tokens. We are now working in a way such that those dependencies, as we call in engineering, will be updated automatically so that the community can go ahead and don't have to rebuild their whole systems to score a new stable token. This is a technical challenge also for the oracles. As you know, we need some system reporting the price of Celo on chain so that in local currency, so that the Mento stability mechanism can work. We are thinking about ways that can be lightweight, and also we can use to fit this price without having that much local liquidity as we have a requirement in the past. As always, we would like as much input from the community as possible. And I personally see Celo being this rich ecosystem where everyone can go and use and swap and do whatever they want with a stablecoin representing their favorite currency. And I think this is a step toward that direction. Thanks, Adriana.
Fantastic. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Mila. This is super exciting. If you have questions for folks, for either of them, please put them in the chat. And finally, for our next update, super excited to give an update on Celo Connect. And so Renee, if you would like to share some big news with us, feel free to join the stage now.
Hey, it's great to be here. Wow, what a action-packed Kuneco. That really got me thirsty for Celo Connect. I know also just hearing Merrick from ETHDenver and just, the community getting together there, for folks having FOMO, seeing that, I think that's also probably making all of us even more excited to get together in Barcelona. So yeah, just a reminder, if you haven't already, please book your travel to Barcelona. I already know a lot of people are already all set up and ready to go. Next slide, please. Go to celoconnect.com to stay up to date on the latest. We're adding speakers there as we speak over the next few days, and there's still a chance to submit a talk if you want to speak at Celo Connect. So please do so. Also, given that a bunch of us or all of us will be in town for this first week of April, we are turning this into Barcelona Blockchain Week. And so if you go to the next slide, there's a site that is now ready and set up to, on the next slide, thanks. To add your event. So if you want to host a meetup or a party or just a get together to build your community and bring people together, feel free to add that on barcelonablockchainweek.xyz. It's going to be a great place for everyone to see what's happening in and around Celo Connect. Awesome, that's it from me. I'm super excited to see everyone in person in just, I think it's 45 days. There's a ticker on Celo Connect that's going to keep us, get us counting down the days. But yeah, what a wonderful Connect. I know we're over time. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Renee. Yes, so everyone join us in Barcelona in April. And finally, to close us out, I want to invite us into a drum roll, please, for our monthly Community Builder Award winner. Thank you for all of your nominations on Twitter. And the winner is Alex Rodriguez for AriExchange on that project. So awesome job, Alex. We'll be in touch for you to claim your 1,000 Celo. And every month we do nominations, so please keep an eye out for the next nomination over Twitter. That is, the winner is always announced here at Kuneco. So if you have an update to share, please submit in an Airtable form. I'll put the link in the chat, or come to our Discord channel in the community events and just let us know in that channel what updates you want to add. And we have an events calendar also on our celo.org page for all the events happening around in the community. See you on Discord, and thanks everyone for joining today.